Hi.
We're here. Nice. Nice.
So Zach texted me. He was like, "Be there in 30." I was like, "Bet." So I went to the studio, and there were people in the studio.
Newsflash. There's nobody in the studio. I don't know why we're here.
Zach pulls up. He's like, "What's the problem?" I was like, "Well, people in the studio." He goes, "Nah, pitch black." And I was
There's
like,
literally nobody in there. Unless they're in there in the complete dark.
"Some freaks."
Yeah.
Some freaky freaks.
That's wild. If they're in there in the complete dark. There's not a single light on in that room.
Yeah, so we in the OG setup for today. But, I mean, listen. Scuff podcast
4?
3? 4.
And it's playoffs.
It is playoffs.
But let's get to the intro!
Hey, guys. Welcome back to the Training Camp podcast.
The Training Camp podcast.
I got a new chair.
With a multitude of guests.
Can't say he's wrong, am I right?
Oh, yeah. Dolphins.
No, I really like
Stupid games.
5-0 last week. That's right. 5-0. Dak Prescott. You could lock up that 4 seed.
Again, it's not blazing hot, 65 degrees.
I'm gonna do this for fun. They threw to Michael Thomas. The Heat. How? Chicago. Yes, you guys get an F.
And a little too much personality.
No.
Last week.
No, Ravens?
Oh, fuck. Give me that.
No way. There's no way. Hammering. Free. Really, do not talk about him.
This one's my fault.
Flex the game. Here we go.
Throw me out, baby.
You love that, don't you?
I mean, I got to.
I love the intro. We'll bring the cold opens back. Don't worry. Just once we have like the stewed.
We
and
might have
everything.
one if Connor uses my Snapchat video that you may or may not know exists right now. Who knows?
Shout out James. James showed us actually a banger one a couple weeks ago. Actually, no, it was like before I left for the cruise. So
Oh, no, it's been a while?
It's been a minute. It's a banger. But
Why do we use it?
because we're not in the stewed.
That's good.
Next time we're in the stewed, we'll probably use it.
W.
So, but welcome back to Training Camp, Scuff Podcast, whatever we are.
Scuff podcast number 4, and the regular season of the NFL
Is over. And the Steelers went 500.
9-8, baby. I don't know why I'm happy. I was definitely on record saying, no, I don't want us to do that. I don't want to go 9-8. But now that I'm here, I'm like, hey.
Throwback to when Zach was like, we're not winning more than 4 games this year.
Well,
We doubled that.
Yeah, we were 3-7 in Thanksgiving. So I was almost kind of right. I was right for majority of the season.
We have top 2, not 2 coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a top 3 coach in the NFL. Rank those how you please.
Yeah.
Mike
Do what
Tomlin.
you got to do. He deserves to be up
He
there.
deserves to. If Steelers fans are like, he should be fired, you're fucking delusional.
Magic.
Now, Matt Canada.
He got to go.
Okay, I got a
We're
question.
day 2.
I got a question.
We're 2 days into the offseason.
Yeah, we're 2 days in as we're recording this. Matt Canada's still not fired. There have been the Jets fired their coordinator. Fun fact: the Jets ranked 21st in offense with him. He was fired. Right, 21st. They were like out. And then Washington fired their OC. Washington ranked 19th in offense.
Yeah.
And they were like, get him out.
Gone.
Matt Canada, who ranks 30th in offense.
That means, if you don't know, that means there's only 2 teams that are worse than us offensively.
The
And
Texans.
we're still 9-8.
Could you imagine?
Get him gone. You look at it now and you're like, hey, we went 9-8 with the 30th best offense in the league.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with a better OC?
Could you imagine if we had a top 15 offense?
Maybe 11 wins.
13 possibly?
I don't know about that far, but I'll take 11 at this point.
I guess
I don't know about 13.
Zach had to humble me real quick.
Yeah.
So speaking of the regular season,
13's like Chiefs level numbers. We're not that good.
that would be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like 13 wins. Never gonna happen.
It's happened before.
I mean, it has happened before. So speaking of the regular season being over, we had our final wallet winners last week.
Yeah.
Can't believe, dude. We have podcasted almost every week of the NFL seasons. That's at
We've
least
missed
3.
I have missed 3 episodes.
So and I missed 1. So yeah. Wait, no.
No, you've missed 2.
yeah.
I've
there we
missed
go.
3
There you
because
go.
Japes did the.
That's right.
Japes did.
So yeah. So I mean, it's just wild. That means we've done at least 18 episodes together. Let's go, bro.
And
But
we're here. We didn't quit.
look at that. I mean, honestly, I look forward to this week.
Yeah.
Or not this day of the week. So.
Oh, yeah, Wednesdays are fun.
But so,
Drive,
anyways,
though.
yeah, it was a nice drive today.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. No weather today.
No weather today.
I went 3-2. Zach went 2-3.
Went this whole week thinking I went 3-2.
Yeah, he texted me. He's like, "We tied, right?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "We definitely tied." And I was like, "We definitely didn't."
I was like, the Chargers definitely covered, right?
No.
Nah.
Half
They
point.
they lost by 3. Had them losing by 2.5.
Yeah.
Pain.
So
Love half points.
So Zach went 2-3. I went 3-2. Shout out to Pittsburgh Texans and the Giants who covered. Shout out to the Giants, saved my ass this week.
And I do want to just reiterate and say how perfect of a prediction you had for the Texans-Colts game.
Yeah, I did.
You said they were going to lose by 1 point just so that you didn't have to buy a fancy dinner for that man. And lo and behold, the Texans beat the Colts by 1 point this weekend.
Yeah.
That was wild. I was like, dang, Connor, good job.
So also shout out Paul. I got you dinner. So love you. Wow.
You got Paul dinner?
I did.
Even after you
Well, no, because
lost
the
bet?
Colts. I lost the bet because the Colts lost.
Oh, I thought, okay.
Yeah. So, but I technically did call it because it was within a point.
Yeah. Oh, so okay. I thought you wanted the Colts to lose by 1.
No, I needed them
not
to
the Colts
win.
To win by
yeah,
1.
but I mean, I still got the. I got
You
still got
got-
the
yeah.
Texans to cover, so we're good. But
You got
so since because me and Zach have usually like the last couple weeks we've tied on wild winners, so we
Yeah.
haven't had somebody win or lose in a while. But Zach lost,
I lost.
which means he has a forfeit to do.
I do.
And I've been looking forward to this forfeit for the last couple of weeks.
It's probably freaking eggs and peanut butter.
It is a hard-boiled egg with some peanut butter.
Yeah, it is. It's pain. It's actually so pain. See, okay, Connor, I'll come out now that you've stolen my punishment. You remember when I said I was going to call your bluff a couple weeks ago, but it was Christmas and I let you off? I don't believe this man that he enjoys this. So my punishment for the week was going to be, or for the week that I won and I was nice to him, I was going to give him this exact same thing. I was going to do it a little bit better. I was going to actually boil an egg and get you like nice peanut butter, but it's okay.
What are you talking about? I got good peanut butter and boiled egg here.
All right,
Okay, Zach, how many boiled eggs do you see?
I see 2 boiled eggs.
So, and how many does this say it comes
I'm guessing it comes with 4, just
It
based off of
with? Came with 6.
Came with 6.
I got hungry earlier. I ate 4 with peanut butter. So he tried to
Do
call
you want to
my-
eat 5?
Sure. I'll
In
eat-
front of everybody.
Yeah.
I want you, before I do it, because I've enjoyed punishments before that I didn't have to, because I liked them. I want to see you do this, because there is no shot that you do this like enjoyably.
Bro, that's my. nah. Bro, as my coworkers, it's legit a thing.
I mean, I believe you. I'll believe it when I see it that it's a thing. But like, yeah, such a pain, such a problem. Yeah, he handled it pretty well. I don't think I'm gonna handle it that well. Okay, well, I gotta do it because I lost. Mm-hmm. I'm really, really hoping that the peanut butter just carries like peanut butter does in everything. If you're not allergic to peanut butter, you know that you throw peanut butter in anything, it tastes like peanut butter. So,
I got a second peanut butter pack too, but no.
okay, there's plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty in there. I didn't use that much.
Okay.
The wild part is when Zach actually likes it.
See, I just don't. Sorry about your carpet.
This man just drained
Yeah. You know what? I'm draining the egg on your carpet. At this point for making me do this.
No, Mike. If you were listening to the audio version, go to YouTube because you have to watch this. No matter what Zach does is going to be funny.
Yeah, I know, right? Talk crap on you this whole time. Can I load it up?
No, you have to still have some egg. Hey, hey,
Some
hey!
egg? Are you kidding me? Have some egg? I'm gonna just do it in one. I don't want to. If it sucks, I'm not doing 2 bites.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm doing it in one, boys.
He's doing it in 1 bite. It's just an egg with peanut
Yeah, but
butter.
the thought.
You watched me do it.
Yeah, I did watch you do it.
He hasn't reacted badly. I think he eats a lot of food in his mouth. I genuinely can't tell what his reaction is by his face. The peanut butter.
Okay. Thank God peanut butter tastes the way that it does. The consistency is the worst part by far. And also the knowledge that you have a hard-boiled egg in your mouth with peanut butter. But I will be a man and admit
Wasn't that bad?
it's not that bad.
I will say, as someone who...
But
Oh.
you only taste peanut butter, so you might as well just like skip the egg.
No, you get
Like,
the
what do you
protein.
do in the egg?
Protein.
There's plenty of protein in peanut butter.
7 grams. In that.
Or this little packet.
Nah, yeah, even though I like it, I will admit, usually when I'm eating it, I can only taste the peanut butter more than the egg. And the consistency is the worst part. Like, I will say, even though I like it, the consistency isn't that great.
Yeah.
But
But
like-
you get like really, really sticky peanut butter, and then you get like soft
Yolky.
egg that's like running its like course through your mouth. I was gonna have more peanut butter because I like peanut butter. Sorry for eating your peanut
That's
butter.
fair. I'm not going to eat it. I got a whole pack if you want it. See the box over there? It's all yours. Trin, he's coming home with peanut butter.
I'm gonna take you up on that offer because I don't have peanut butter right now. in my house.
Just put it on the floor. Put it next to the egg drippings.
Trin's allergic to peanuts.
What?
Yeah.
Trin?
She has never had peanut butter.
That's so sad.
Same with Ant-Man.
Wait, how... Ant-Man! Wait, how allergic is Trin? Like, does she...
It's
like,
pretty bad,
Like
yeah.
the EpiPen?
Oh yeah.
So, like, I have an idea.
I don't. If she has one, I don't know about it.
So I work at a hospital, right? I say you and Trin come in. We check her into an ER room. She's fine, and then we give her some peanut butter so she can try it for the first time in her life. And then
See, but that's the thing about people that are allergic is they don't like it. The smell, like the same with like Ant-Man. And then when I found out, like he hates the smell. Trin's the same way. They don't like the smell of it, like all of that, because it's just the thought of knowing that they're gonna die when they eat this. So like their brain just tells them, "I'm gonna make this terrible for you, so you hate it."
that's fair.
So yeah,
That's fair.
most people I'm guessing that are allergic to peanuts and or like peanut butter really don't like
Peanuts or peanut butter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks. You got
Unless
some-
you're like a menace that's like, man, I love this, but it kills me every time.
I was gonna say, to be fair, like a lot of us are lactose intolerant, and we just down cheese.
Yeah, but lactose intolerant doesn't kill us. We just go to the bathroom for a little bit and we'll be fine.
I like you're saying we as if I'm also lactose intolerant.
I'm not.
I'm not either. Why are you saying we?
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
they don't die.
human race.
Yeah, the human race doesn't die when they drink a little bit of milk and get a little gassy. Okay, again, Connor, this is a sports podcast.
We haven't
What
talked
are we
about
doing?
any sports. Comfort sports, stay for us. Wait, comfort. What was it? Yeah. All right. So on this week's episode, so we can't do Walt winners anymore because unless we did game for the playoffs, but
yeah.
it's no. So we've got our NFL awards, and we're doing our playoff head to head, which is just like our picks for the playoffs this week.
Basically, wallet winners, but for playoffs.
Yeah, just
But
like
we're not having to do like spreads. We're just money line bets.
yeah. But we're gonna do our NFL awards first. We did these at the midseason.
See how scuffed I did it? No, I don't. Nobody else will see how I did this. I pulled up a Google image of the playoff bracket and then scribbled with my handwriting the winners and all the blank spots.
Zach
of the
definitely
playoffs.
screenshotted it and then used the pen tool on the iPhone.
That's exactly what I did. But now I have it for every week, and I have locked it in throughout the whole bracket of what I think my playoffs will look like.
Oh, you got a rematch.
Yeah, I do have a rematch.
I don't want to use yours as the graphic.
You can. Go ahead. I'll send it to you.
All right. Well,
It'll save you less time.
we're gonna do awards first, and then we'll do that
Okay.
one later. So, but yeah, we did our award predictions at the mid-season point of the show,
Yeah.
and I don't know about yours. Mine are drastically different.
A little different.
Okay.
Mine are a little different. Honestly, not a single one is the same except for
Sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sauce kind of stayed the same. So I think we might have the same MVP. So on 3, we'll say our MVP. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Okay. Fair.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Bro, he's so good.
He's so
he doesn't
good.
He doesn't miss.
This is coming from the guy who 2 weeks ago was like, it's Jalen Hurts' season.
Yeah, I thought it was Jalen Hurts too, but
Mahomes-
now, yeah, like now that I like realize like what the Chiefs did, and you're kind of like with all the narrative of like, oh, they're gonna be the worst team in this division now, with the Chargers being so good on their whole roster being stacked. People thought the Broncos were gonna win the Super Bowl. Raiders getting Devonta Adams was again like another people thought were like a 10+ win team. And then the Chiefs lost, if not one of the best offensive weapons in the league in Tyreek Hill, and are still
Let's say it didn't matter.
on top of the division by far, and are on the road to another Super Bowl.
I'm sorry, but if you play Ring Around the Rosie in the middle of an
And
actual
score!
NFL game,
People forget that they scored. They called it back because of some stupid holding call that just didn't happen. I'm pretty
when
sure
you're the
that-
ref, swallow the whistle on that play. You're like, damn, they just. But if you have a quarterback, you can just go and say, hey, go play Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah, that's what Andy Reid was saying in the post game. They were saying like a lot of the times I just let the players go out and kind of figure it out. Like they go out and practice and they make plays like that, and then if it's like a red zone situation, why not let them just go run that little play that they
Which it
made
works.
up? Yeah,
Also,
and it works.
you're not wearing black.
I'm not wearing
Green's
black.
a good color on you.
Thank you.
Is that new?
No, it's
I like that.
The 2018.
I was gonna say I like it a lot.
The 2018
Steelers-
salute to service.
That's
yeah.
sick.
It's by far the best looking one that they've come out with, at least in it all recently.
I like that.
And yeah, I love it a lot.
Anyway, sorry.
Salute to service hoodies are sick.
Wow, wait, we swapped. I'm wearing black.
Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
One of these
I'm
days.
still wearing black
I was gonna say
pants.
one day I'll be wearing shorts and you'll be wearing pants. That'd be wild.
One day.
One day.
Probably not.
All right, defensive player of the year. I wonder if we're the same again. On 3?
Yeah, we'll see.
Just say the last name.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bosa.
Yeah.
But which one?
What do you mean?
It's obviously Nick. It's obviously Nick.
I was like, come on. What do
Nick
you mean?
Bosa's a god.
Yeah, no, I liked Micah. I think we both had Micah at the midseason,
Yeah.
but the Cowboys started to kind of fall off a little bit.
They did.
and
They
the
started
Niners
losing
started to
games.
surge.
Yeah.
So good for Nick Bosa.
And like Nick Bosa's only gotten better in his career. Last year he got 15 sacks. This year he's up to 18, which is pretty nutty by himself. Yeah, he has 18 and a half. I think he has 18 and a half sacks this year.
Not that he was going to be in Defensive Player of the Year candidacy, but Alex Highsmith finished
Yeah.
year with 14 and a half sacks.
Yeah.
And Homeboy is going to get paid this year.
I hope we resign him.
But we're not doing obligatory Steelers talk. We'll get to that later. Rookie of the Year, offensive.
Okay.
This one, I don't know.
I have no idea. I put out just who I personally think.
Oh, this is a personal
This
thing
is
for
a personal. I like odds wise and like who is probably actually going to win. I don't think this, but based off of
This is your pick.
yeah.
And, okay, I don't think we're the same, so
Probably not.
I want you to say yours first.
Okay, based off of what I saw these last couple weeks, Kenny Pickett is my offensive rookie of the year.
I respect that.
He improved every single week since week 5, led us to a winning season.
Probably
He got
would've-
his interceptions in check.
Probably would have made the playoffs if he played that Ravens game.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I personally think since the kind of runaway candidates kind of got hurt, and I think number 1 right now is Kenneth Walker, who he should. I mean, he did great in the beginning of the season, but he did get hurt and is kind of falling off. But I personally think Kenny Pickett is the best offensive rookie, definitely the best offensive rookie quarterback.
You know what's funny? Do you know who has a higher odds to win than he does?
Than Kenny Pickett?
Yeah,
I don't.
Brock Purdy.
Really?
And he's not my pick. My only issue with Brock Purdy,
He's played like 5 games?
which, like, to be fair, in 5 games he's thrown 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And
And it hasn't lost.
and in 17 games, all quarterbacks for the Steelers have thrown 11.
yeah, true.
But my argument is if Kenny Pickett was drafted by the Niners and was playing for them right now,
Oh,
he'd have 25,
yeah.
30 touchdowns because
Yeah.
their offensive system.
Yeah, the Niners. And I mean, Brock Purdy said it himself. Somebody asked him in a post-game interview if he feels like college or NFL's easier. And he said, right now, NFL's easier for me. I got like the best team around me. I got
Yeah.
all these superstars around me. Like, it's easy to win games right now. And Brock Purdy literally said that himself.
Oh, okay, yeah. But my offensive rookie of the year is Ken Walker.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I mean, when he was healthy and he outlasted Breece Hall, that's the hard thing about this draft class, bro.
Yeah.
No one, Breece Hall was it, then he got
Mhm.
hurt. Ken Walker was it, then he got hurt. Damian Pierce kind of had an argument, then he got hurt. None of the receivers have a case right now. Garrett Wilson kind of, but he was so inconsistent because of quarterback play.
Yeah.
Like, Kenny kind of makes sense, but I don't think they give it to him.
No, I don't know. I honestly think they're probably just going to give it to Ken
Walker. Yeah.
So, like, again, that's who I definitely think is going to win.
But yours.
But my offensive rookie of the year is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I will say, I think if the Steelers made the playoffs, then he would have been a lock for offensive rookie of the year. We both have Sauce as the defensive
rookie of the year.
Yeah, come on. I like Tariq Woolen and I like Aiden Hutchinson, but it's Sauce.
Yeah.
Homeboy locked up Tyreek Hill last week. Comeback player of the year.
I'll let you go first on this one because this one stayed the same from what I said in week 8.
I don't remember who you said. Did you say you
I
said
CMC.
CMAC?
I said CMC.
You're
and I
keeping
still have
CMAC?
CMC.
Nah, so in week 8 I had Saquon. I actually have Geno Smith.
Yeah.
You know what? Homeboy led this Seahawks team to a playoff spot.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good season. He had an efficient season. He wasn't the reason they were losing.
No.
If they did lose games, so I got to give.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yeah,
But just what CMC has done on the Niners.
yeah, but like you expect that from CMC. Come on,
This is an award. We're not giving it. It's not a beauty contest.
I know, but like
You give it to the best player.
that's fair. But like you're coming back though. Like
Did he not get hurt last year? Did he not come back this
he did,
year?
but he played. I guess Gino also played last year. I don't know. This is kind of hard. I feel
it's
like
tough. Like, I don't hate what he's saying, and I don't think Gino is, like, far off from being the comeback player of the year, but, like, stat-wise and, like, what you're looking at, like, CMC doing right now, especially, like, where you put him on, like, the Panthers, he still was CMC, like, arguably one of the best running backs.
but he got better.
But now on the Niners, he's like, who's better? There's no one even close.
Yeah, he's still fantasy next year. He's the 1-1, right?
He's the 101.
Yeah.
Not like I don't think it's at all close.
I think he would have a good argument for offensive player of the year, but
Could
I don't
do
know
that as well.
I'm just a sucker for like storybook, you know, and so I think Gino never having so I don't know.
I do love the fact that the Seahawks made the playoffs. Like they still technically are contenders. Like I said,
No,
technically they're in the playoffs. They have a chance.
Stop.
But hey, yeah, I don't hate your Geno Smith.
All right.
I don't hate it.
Comeback player, coach of the year.
This one I have Nick Sirianni.
Oh, okay, I also have Sirianni. I don't know. I mean, like that one could go to Dable.
Really wanted to go with either Dable, Tomlin, Pete Carroll's up there too.
Yeah.
But Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, Sirianni. I mean,
He did his thing this year.
They may not have been great without Jalen Hurts, but like the entire. I mean, they went 10 games without losing.
The best team in football's got to have some sort of an award, right? And
it's not like Sirianni's like a longtime coach. He's only in his 3rd season, so to take a team this far in your 3rd season is pretty impressive. So yeah, I will say I think Tomlin. It's funny that you said Pete Carroll because Pete Carroll was also kind of in mine as well. Because I think Pete Carroll and Tomlin were in very similar situations, which is like a brand new everything coming out of a franchise
only
quarterback.
thing that I could see with Pete Carroll and this whole Seattle Seahawks like comeback or coach of the year is the fact that, I mean, me personally, and I know a lot of analysts had them being the worst team in the league.
Oh yeah,
possibly going 0-17. Like they traded away everything. Russ is the future. One of those teams is in the playoffs, and it's not the Broncos.
Broncos are so far from the playoffs. The Broncos have the 5th overall pick, which belongs to Seattle.
So like, you give props to pretty much everyone on that roster.
Oh, 100%.
They proved haters wrong. They proved me wrong.
Same.
A lot.
I used to think that Russ was the whole face of Seattle, but I mean, this really shows that Pete Carroll is a lot. I saw the wildest video today.
Oh, of him coming in on the scooter? Yeah. Saw that too.
It's the most chaotic video. You got Gino hitting the gritty. Someone tells him to stop it, and then you just see Pete Carroll just zoom in on a scooter, and you're just like, "What's going on in this facility, bro?"
They're probably just having fun. Like again, like they know they probably knew it too. Like they're like, it's probably a rebuild year. We have Drew Lock and Geno Smith as our quarterbacks. We got to pick one of We got to pick one of them. Like,
could you imagine being Pete Carroll and being like, "I have who as quarterbacks?"
Well,
so
guess I'll go with Geno.
I guess Gino's the guy, which is so funny because in week 3 of preseason, Drew Lock was starting, got COVID.
Yeah.
So I'm very everything.
Imagine like there's Imagine if Drew Lock was the Seattle starter.
I like Drew Lock. I feel bad for the dude. I think he's gotten a bad rap in the NFL.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's got like charisma and character.
It's just like Matt. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of the Pat McAfee show where they were talking about Black Monday, and he said, he was talking to Ian
Rappaport.
Yeah, he was talking to Rappaport, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't use the term Black Monday anymore. The NFL doesn't want to celebrate coaches losing their jobs." And Pat goes, "We're adults. Everybody knows if you suck in the NFL, every NFL player knows if you suck, you don't have a job anymore. Like you suck." So, same with Drew Lock. Drew Lock stinks. You can't feel bad at him for not having a job. Like just because he's a cool personality.
Well, I don't know. We can't really say if he stinks because we didn't see him this year.
Yeah.
And like, because we all thought Gino was gonna stink.
Oh yeah.
So
True.
also,
Fair statement.
that's such a funny. It's funny because like you do feel bad for coaches when they get fired, but Pat's got a point. Like we are adults.
Yeah.
Like I won't lie. Sometimes I see people get fired and I'm like, yeah, they were nice, but kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like famous people. I'm saying like people.
So I'm saying like nobody feels bad. But, like if you lost your job.
Well, I'd feel
like,
bad. I'd feel
you'd
bad.
feel bad exactly. But like at the end of the day, we're all moving on. Like you're moving on. Everybody's moving on. Like.
Can we not put that out into the world, please?
Sorry. If I get fired from my job.
No, we're not putting that out in the world.
My bad. Nobody's getting fired except Matt Canada. Hopefully.
You turned that.
Hopefully.
You turned that so fast.
Pray on that man's downfall every day.
Dude, I remember a time when Randy Finkner was our offensive coordinator, and I was praying for Matt Canada. I was like, this guy's the future of the Steelers. I am if I see another jet sweep, I'm gonna kill myself. Like,
At least it's not the Claypool.
that's true.
I'd rather it be Pickens
The
running the
Sims,
ball
or,
or whoever else.
Was that nuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
When we'd run jet sweeps to Claypool, I was like, what are we doing? Why is that man our running back? Why are you giving Claypool the ball right now? If we're running the ball, why is Claypool the one with the ball in his hand?
Well, it's so annoying because then Canada pulls like one creative play a season out of his ass. Yeah. Like when Claypool threw the touchdown to Derek Watt, I was like, oh, we're going to start doing shit now. And then you just never see it ever
They're
again.
like, yeah, that worked. Throw it to the back of the playbook.
Yeah. No, burn that play.
Screen passes.
We've used it once. We can never use it again.
I will also like to say, since I think this is the transition into obligatory Steelers talk, that Najee's looking pretty good these last couple of weeks,
ever since
man.
he got that plate taken out of his foot, I'm sorry. I was part of the problem.
Me too.
I was part of
I definitely said you sucked.
I was part of the problem. I thought like maybe we should roll with Warren, but it was definitely a health thing now that I'm looking at it. And I would like to say I somehow fleeced my keeper fantasy league because I traded for Najee for like Cordell Patterson, and now I've got Najee to keep for next year, and he's going to be so good.
I have no idea who I'm going to keep next year.
I'm keeping him and Mark Andrews.
I honestly might have to keep Mahomes.
Did you keep him last year?
No,
okay.
I kept Jamar Chase and Devontae Adams.
Oh, see,
I can't. I traded Devontae Payne. I don't know why I did that. And
Who'd you trade him for?
No, Mike Evans. So it's either I keep Mike Evans and again I can keep Mike Evans in like the 8th.
Yeah, in the 8th, and then Mahomes in the 7th.
I'll probably do that.
I was gonna say I get to keep Naj in the 8th, and then Mark Andrews in the 7th, and then I have 7 second-round picks.
Yeah, you heard that right. He has 7 second-round picks in a 10-man league. Me? Who else? I think me, Japes, and who else did you not steal it from?
I want to say Roush Katir.
Me, Japes, and the defending champion of our reg league right now.
Oh, no, I have his because I have the turn. I have the back-to-back on the turn.
Somebody other than me and Japes and Connor, there's 4 people drafting in the 4th round or in the 2nd round. He's going to have a super team. Oh, yeah. He's going to have a super team.
The best part is, like, I also didn't trade any of my picks, so I still have, like, my 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I don't know who. I tried. Spoke up every time. He'd get another 2nd round pick. I said, guys, please stop. Nobody cared. They were like, yeah, I'll give you my 2nd too.
No, the craziest one, Clayton almost traded me for, I can't remember who. It was one of my running backs. But he almost traded me Breece Hall in a 1st for one of my running backs in an 8. And he goes,
God.
I don't know, man. Brees Hall, that's kind of a hard one. I don't know if I can give him up. The next day, he got his ACL torn. And he goes, do you still want to make the trade? And I was like, no, I don't want to still make the trade. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have 9 second-round picks on my team because I think Mark Andrews and Najee are also going to be second-round picks.
So if you guys want to put that in perspective of a roster, so he already has Mark Andrews, which is the second best tight end in football. And you said who else?
Sir?
Is battery dead?
How's that happen? Keep going.
Okay, so you have who are you keeping? You said
Najee and Mark Andrews.
Najee and Mark Andrews. So he has a bottom of the first, top of the second running back already locked into his roster, and the second best tight end in football, plus seven second round picks. That means he can have minimum 2. He'll have 3 second round running backs and at least another 3 second round wide receivers. And if he wants to, with his 7th second round pick, take the best quarterback in the league, either goes Josh Allen, I will have Mahomes, or whoever doesn't keep Josh Allen. It is a keeper, so a lot of these players won't be there, but still, he's going to have one of the best fantasy rosters of all time.
I could take 2 quarterbacks and then try to trade one later in the season.
He's probably going to have one of the best fantasy rosters of all time, and he's going to end up with the pot next season. But, again, it's fantasy football. Any given Sunday, he could go out and he could be terrible with his God squad. But, yeah, keeper next year is not going to be fun for us.
I say we run it back. Broncos country. Let's try it again. Let's try. Broncos country. No. I'm not drafting a single Broncos player ever again.
Can't wait till he drafts Cortland Sutton next year.
No.
And or Russell Wilson. And or
Javonte.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He loves the Broncos. So I think that
but Naj. Naj
Najee
looks really good. Also, his hands are very underrated. Speaking of hands, Connor Hayward, that catch.
Yeah, Steelers have had some incredible catches. 2 catch of the year candidates. Week 1, Deontay Johnson, that everybody seems to forget happened.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that. That's insane. Catch of the year, I won't argue with anybody.
George Pickens?
It was Pickens against the Browns.
Homeboy was upside down.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson's was cool and all that, but it's not catch of the year. Like, watch George Pickens do what he did at, what is he, 22?
I think he's 21.
21 years old. And, that's the catch of the year.
Yeah.
I won't argue. I won't listen to you if you say catch of the year was Justin Jefferson. It wasn't. The Steelers got some ball players, man. Nick brought it up. He said, you guys are really he said a quarterback. I'll reiterate and say a developed quarterback away.
I just say
from having
coordinator away.
Like, we got so much talent at the wide receiver position. Maybe losing Deontay Johnson, he just followed all of us. He just unfollowed all the
He did that
Steelers.
He did that last year though.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen. But my issue with Pittsburgh is they love this family dynamic, and so they always try to promote internally. If we could just steal one, literally every person that has come out of a McVay or Shanahan tree is so good offensively. Literally, I can't think of one person that isn't.
Yeah.
I will take the freaking assistant to the intern of the assistant of the quarterback's coach. And
I'll do it. Screw it. I'll do it. Sign me to a 10-day contract. See how week 1 goes. If I can call plays, let's see how it
Zach's
goes.
gonna have Madden playing. You're just gonna click Ask Madden. That's just gonna be the first 3
No, I
plays.
suck at Madden. I gotta do it. I gotta do it off the dome.
That's fair.
Yeah, I suck at Madden.
But I just think Pittsburgh needs to get out of house a little bit for the offensive coordinator position. If we get an OC that's competent and we can have a top 15 offense, because when TJ came back, our defense is top 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have the interception leader in the league. We had 2 guys. Dude, okay, TJ was out for half the season and still ended the season with 8 sacks. Yeah. How do you do that?
Yeah.
So,
it's crazy.
and we're also we're entering next season, I think 10th with most cap space. So we need a cornerback. We need a left tackle. We could probably use a better sideline to sideline linebacker.
We technically have 2 first-round picks as well.
Because the 32nd round pick. Thank you, Chicago and Chase Claypool.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think think we can be pretty good next year.
I think we're probably, since we're 17th overall, we'll probably go O-lineman there. We'll probably go corner with the second, with our other first-round pick, basically, with the first pick of day 2. And then if I had to guess, our second rounder will probably go offensive line again. Or knowing Pittsburgh will draft a god-tier wide receiver.
Yeah. Like I said earlier this season, you can just wait on that. Just get the last wide receiver on the board. You'll make him a god.
Yeah.
Whoever we draft, he's a god. So
Pittsburgh could draft Zach as a wide receiver, and somehow Zach will be an all-pro within 3 years.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Sure.
My journey to the Steelers.
My journey to the NFL. From 6'3", like 280 to a god wide receiver.
6'3", 215,
Yeah.
running a 4.2.
Just changed my whole life around in an off season.
Still doing the podcast, though?
Yeah, I got 6 months to be a Steeler.
Well, you get drafted in March, though.
So I got 3
April.
months to be a Steeler. It's over. It's not happening. And I don't think, I mean, we're acting like I could physically. I was like, I don't think I even could get drafted. I'm not eligible. Like it mattered. Like my eligibility for the NFL draft genuinely mattered. Like the Steelers are going to sit there with the 17th pick and be like, huh. Who's this guy at the bottom of the list? He never went to college at all. He didn't even play football in high school. That's our guy.
Yeah, Zach, we went from Zach's going to go from 280 to 215. Zach went to wait, I'm 215 now. All right. So then if I want to get drafted, and then reality slapped in the face, he's like, wait, I guess I can't.
Yeah.
I guess I can't do that.
Can't just get drafted without going
That'd
to...
be wild if I'm watching the draft in April and with the 17th overall pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm like chilling with Zach.
Yeah, I'm just literally on my couch. Tomlin calls me.
He's like, "That's
You healthy, bud? Yeah, we want to make you a Steeler. Huh? What position? Wide receiver. I said, huh?
That's like me getting drafted to be an offensive lineman,
Yeah.
bro. That's what that is. Oh my goodness. But how did we get here? Oh, the draft.
We don't know. We don't know. Nobody. I don't think not one person commented Baby Hitler. So at this point, nobody's here. So we can say whatever we want. But we should talk about the playoffs before we lose our minds for the last 30 minutes.
Pig in a jelly jar. All right.
Pig in a jelly what?
Jelly jar. It's a restaurant. Yeah. Salt Lake City.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
NFL playoffs. Our predictions. I'm actually not going to put up Zach's graphic because his is predicting the entire playoffs.
Oh, you can just blur it.
Whoa. What if it's wrong?
They're predictions.
Well, I know. But we're just talking about round 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we got 1,
Still
2,
predictions.
3,
I don't know
4,
what that
5.
meant.
We got 6 games this week.
Wild card weekend is what they formally called out.
This is super wildcard weekend this year.
Because the extra.
Extra game, yeah. So I'm going to give the matchup. You tell me your winner.
Okay.
Ready? Niners, Hawks.
Niners.
Chargers, Jags.
Chargers.
I'm not going to ask Bills because we know it's going to be the Bills because
Bills.
Tua Tagovailoa is not even
Tua's not
starting.
even playing.
So Pittsburgh should have just gotten that no matter what. Vikings, Giants.
Vikings.
Bengals, Ravens.
Bengals.
Bucks, Cowboys.
Bucks.
I'm going to act like I listened to everything you just said.
Nice. That's why the bracket was great.
So
That's all of them though. That's all week 1.
So hold up. So you have the Niners.
Yes.
Same. You have the Chargers.
Yes.
Same. You have. We don't ask about the Bills. I also have the Bills. You have the Vikings.
Yes.
You have the Bengals.
Yes.
You have the Bucks.
Yes.
So we are literally the exact same.
Yeah.
'Kay.
It's the only upset here is the Chargers over the Jags. You're taking the higher seed of every game other than that one.
I'd like to point out. So I said Niners beat Hawks. I said Chargers beat Jags. I said Bucks upset Cowboys. And then I said Vikings edge Giants. I'm not talking about the bedroom. I'm talking about on the field.
They just barely
And then
beat
I
them.
said Bills destroy Dolphins because Dolphins didn't deserve to be there anyways. You guys put up 9 points to Joe Flacco.
But you can't be mad at the Dolphins. You got to be mad at the Jets for not winning. You can't be mad at the Dolphins for winning. If we're mad that the Steelers aren't in the playoffs, we got to be mad at the Jets.
I mean,
for scoring 6 points.
And you also shouldn't be putting yourself in a position to rely on Joe Flacco and the Jets.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember when we lost to Zach Wilson?
Yeah. So with our predictions then, if they're the exact same, which They are, right? They were the exact same.
Oh, you Snapchatted me?
That's the video.
Oh,
So
so good.
with that, the number 1 seed Chiefs would then play the lowest seed in the AFC, which would be the Chargers at the 5 seed. So week 2 would be Chiefs and Chargers, and then the other game in week 2 for the AFC would be Buffalo Cincinnati. Fire game.
Kansas City Chargers, Buffalo,
Kansas City
Cincinnati.
Chargers, Buffalo Cincinnati.
Okay, and I really, honestly, I really want the Chargers to get to the Super Bowl because I just want Japes to have some happiness in his life. But I think Kansas City, Cincinnati, or Kansas City, Buffalo would be interesting because it has to be on a neutral site. Do you hear where it's going to be?
Well, Kansas City and Buffalo can't play each other
Why not?
because the number 1 seed then plays the lowest seed remaining, which would then be the Chargers.
Well, sorry, but it wouldn't be the AFC Champions if they played each other at all.
Oh, yeah,
It'd be
yeah,
interesting because do you know where that game would most likely take place? Pittsburgh,
Really?
Pennsylvania.
So the only way for that to happen is if the Buffalo Bills make it to the AFC Championship.
Well, no, it's just if the Bills play the
They
Chiefs.
physically cannot.
No, the
They
Bills
will not
ever.
unless it's until the
No,
AFC
that's what I'm saying.
Championship.
In the AFC Championship,
Yeah,
they play
that's
the
what
Chiefs.
I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only way for the Buffalo Bills to play the Chiefs
is in the
if
AFC
it's
Championship. Yeah, so I want it to be that championship because then it'd be on a neutral site.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of interesting. But I don't know. So okay, let's talk about wants. Not what we think's gonna happen. What do you want to happen?
I want. It's hard to say that I want the Bengals back in it and to win, just because of I don't know. I like this Bengals team. I think I don't know. They're pretty fire. But the Chargers winning their first would be really, really fun, especially the fact that JP could finally say that the Chargers have won a Super Bowl. He could die happy. He could die knowing that he watched a Super Bowl win. I cannot personally say that I've done that. The only Super Bowl that I have physically watched that the Steelers have been in was the Packers lost.
You don't watch the Cardinals or the Seahawks?
The Seahawks was what, in 2005?
Yeah, it was 5.
So I was 5.
I remember.
So no.
I remember that very vividly. I had a yogurt party. Me and my friend Ali. Shout out Ali.
No.
We celebrated the win by using Go-Gurt.
Oh no! I watched the Cardinals. Which Cardinals was what? 2009. 9. Yeah, I watched the Cardinals.
Okay,
so
good.
I've seen the Steelers win a Super Bowl. I didn't watch the Seahawks one because I was 5.
My only concern for the Chargers making the Super Bowl is what if they don't win?
Oh,
Poor-
yeah,
poor
it's depression.
James.
It's
Poor
so
James.
depression. Yeah.
We can at least give him hey, at least they made it. He's like, I don't care.
It literally doesn't matter. It doesn't care. He doesn't know for a fact. He won't care.
Yeah, I want the Chargers to make it. Also, because I am so sick of the Herbert is overrated narrative.
Yeah,
It's
he's
the
not.
dumbest narrative I've ever heard of, bro.
He's not. He's broken all the records in the first 3 years as a quarterback.
With a broken rib.
Yeah, include that. That means he's beating Mahomes out for those records. That includes Mahomes' first.
And
3
Joe
years.
Burrow, who's in his class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sick of that narrative. I will
Burrow
say
needs to be respected, and I think just the fact that he plays on a team that doesn't get as many wins as the Cincinnati Bengals do and the Chiefs do, it just gets brushed under the
and they're also not as flashy as those teams are because also their head coach kind of has his issues. I like Brandon Staley, but maybe just as a coordinator, not as a head coach.
Yeah, fair enough. So
But-
yeah, that's the AFC.
Speaking of Chargers, well, it's not the Chargers, but we play the Rams next year in LA. I'll be living
In LA.
in LA. We're going to a game.
Maybe we can go.
That could be
I'll be down.
All right. If the next training camp podcast will be happening in SoFi.
Yeah, the next one.
Yeah, we're not gonna
we don't do another one
until November.
So yeah, that would be the matchups if our predictions go right in the AFC. For the NFC, week 2 would be the Eagles versus the Buccaneers,
Okay.
and the Vikings versus the 49ers.
Well, the 49ers would win. I think the Bucks could upset the Eagles. This Eagles team reminds me a lot of that Ravens team when Lamar won MVP.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of that. Where they're figuring it out, but they're still kind of young. And like you and me were talking about, I think it was last week, maybe the week before. Brady in the playoffs is just scary.
He's gonna, yeah.
I don't want it.
He'll figure it out. Especially if he wins week 1, you should be really worried about.
And if he blows out the Cowboys, he's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
Playoffs are fun this year, man.
because there's actual parity for once,
Yeah.
which I love. Oh,
It's competitive.
So
Shout out to the Jags for making it back to the playoffs when I think a lot of people forget they were 4 points away from a Super Bowl.
they weren't even that. They were like a. They were like
it was.
Well, but
the final score was 24-20.
But it was like a fumble
Yeah.
that was called back
Yeah,
away because
yeah,
they
no.
basically had that game locked
the
up.
Jacksonville Jaguars, who had from that point. When was that? That was 2017.
17 because they knocked out Pittsburgh.
2017. They've had how many first round picks since then?
Oh well, I mean they had the first overall pick this year.
Yeah, they had
the first overall pick
this
last year.
That's 2 first overall picks, meaning they were the worst team in the league for at least 2 years. Out of those, I mean, it's been a while. That was back in high school when the
Oh my God, we were
Jags
juniors in high school.
But yeah, I think a lot of people forget that the Jacksonville Jaguars were literally 4 points away from a Super Bowl. That Super Bowl could have been wow. There was a random team in the NFC, wasn't there? It could have been like
Falcons.
Jags Falcons. Yeah, that's what it was. That could have been the Super Bowl.
That sounds so gross.
Was Jags Falcons.
Wait, was it? Yeah, that was Eagles. That was Eagles' year. Because that was
2017
that
was the Eagles'
Wentz's,
year?
that was Wentz's like MVP campaign. But I mean, still, Jags Eagles sounds so weird. But I mean, it's technically possible this year.
True.
They're not gonna.
No, Jags.
Okay. Bold prediction for
They
next.
could though. The Jags definitely blew out the Chargers when they played them.
Bold prediction for next season: the Jags run the AFC South.
Probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
they finished so strong.
Now
this
looking
year.
at what like the Titans have, and like
You
I
mean
don't
no
know,
one?
like,
They have
yeah,
nothing.
Like Derrick Henry's the only he's the only one on that roster now that I look at and be like, that's actually a good player. Like Josh Dobbs,
I kind of like Treylon Burks. He's interesting, but they just need a good quarterback.
and they don't have one. I mean, Tannehill isn't going to lose you games, which
And it
like Malik Willis and Josh
I
Dobbs.
was saying Malik Willis looks
Yeah.
like he's not the guy.
Yeah. Which, hey, like we talked about last week, so glad that he's not the guy that we drafted.
My apologies to Kenny Pickett. I disrespected you by saying we should have taken Malik instead.
We definitely probably could have got him in the second
Yeah,
as well.
but we're not gonna take 2 quarterbacks.
No,
Who do we
we-
take?
no,
Oh, Pickens.
I said
And
we
I'd
could-
rather have Pickens.
Yeah, no, we could have taken Pickett in the second, but Pickens wouldn't have fallen past.
I don't know if Pickett would have fallen to the second.
Who do
To
you think
our
would've taken?
second round pick,
Yeah.
I don't think. I think he probably would have fallen to the second, but I don't know if he would have fallen because everyone thought that the Saints were going to take Pickett,
Yeah.
and so we were kind of expecting to take an offensive lineman, but they were like, "No, we're going to take Trevor Penning, who I don't really know how he's been doing this year."
Considering the fact that I have no idea who that man is, probably not good.
Shout out to our boy Parker and James. They'll probably doing draft coverage the closer we get to the NFL draft because Zach and I don't know too much about the draft.
Don't care about college and or any of the prospects, so we're definitely going to need Parker. At the very minimum, we'll take Japes.
Parker literally is a god. I mean, you
I would
guys-
love Parker to just hand Parker a microphone and just
There will
let
probably
him.
I was gonna say they'll probably let him cook. There'll probably be an episode where it's just Parker and Japes on the pod, and those two will just talk about the draft the entire time.
We'll be here, but like on a separate camera angle, just listening.
Just like,
yeah,
for sure, Doug.
nice.
Oh yeah,
That's how I feel about
makes sense.
the NBA. Speaking of the NBA,
That was a good. That was a good. Okay,
I got you. I've been doing. I got used to this whole transition thing.
He's warming up.
I've only been watching YouTube for hours a day for 10 plus years.
Just
of
so
my
you can
life.
practice the transition. That's the only reason.
So, you told me to bring 5. Well, no, what you told me to bring was such a problem. I'll explain to you what.
I was like high.
I
don't smoke, but
I-
you would have thought I was high.
I opened the show doc this morning, and the bottom goes Zach's NBA question of the day. Bring a question about basketball, and I will explain to you like a 5-year-old. I said, Connor, you realize like I've played basketball, like. I just don't watch the NBA. Like, I know how basketball works. I was like, this man actually thinks I've never touched a basketball in my life. So we're not going to be doing that because if you're watching this, you probably also know kind of how basketball works, and you don't need us. You especially don't need Connor to sit and explain to you how basketball works. So we're not going to do that.
Wait, could you explain basketball to a caveman?
Probably.
Like, okay, I'm a caveman.
Yeah.
Explain basketball to me.
Okay. So you have two teams.
What's a team?
Okay. You have to a caveman. That's probably pretty hard. Can you not be a caveman? Can can you be like somebody that knows about human history at all? Because if you're a caveman, anything I say is gonna be okay. So you're just gonna say "ooh" the whole time. So I'll explain basketball. It doesn't mean you're gonna understand it. Ooh. Okay, cool. So there's 2 teams. Each of them will have 5 starting members on each side, right? There's a goal on each side of the field.
What's a goal?
God, this caveman all of a sudden learned English. He was saying "ooh" for 20 minutes. Ooh. Yeah. There's a basket, I'll call it, to make it easy on you.
What's a basket?
Yeah. You should know what a basket is. You kind of invented those. Your wife probably is weaving one in the rock next door, all right?
My wife was killed 2 years ago by a saber-toothed tiger. Ooh.
Can't believe his wife was killed 2 years ago. How do you track time? How do you know how long ago it was?
Ooh.
Ooh. Nice. Cool. Now I'm done with it. I'm not explaining basketball to you.
No, I want to learn. I want to be drafted by the Lakers.
Oh, so you know the Lakers. Connor said, "What's a team?" and then goes, "I want to be drafted by the Lakers." Can't believe it. He's crying over here. I'm just going to my questions. I'm asking you questions.
That's gonna be like one of our worst performing reels or shorts ever, but that's my favorite.
Okay.
My favorite part was when I went ooh and Zach goes ooh. Yeah, I know.
Hate you. I'm gonna give you 10.
Okay.
Since I feel bad, I didn't use.
Wait, you should say 10.
Yeah, I'm asking you 10 questions.
Okay. Do you want me to like speed run these?
Do whatever you want.
'Kay.
You're the one that has to edit this episode.
Focus time. Let's do this.
Number 1.
Wait, were these brought to you by Kai?
This is Nick and Kai.
Nick, shout out.
The
Kai.
first 5 are
Shout out.
from Nick. The last 5 will be from Kai. I'll separate it up for you.
All right.
This is Nick's 5 questions. Number 1, will the Lakers make the play-in?
Yes.
Number 2, who are the starting 5 All-Stars for the East and the West? So you probably can't speed through. Bro.
Okay, so West, Jokic, LeBron, Steph, Luka.
Wait, are they going back to?
Well, no, but they're voting by conference.
Okay.
Don't make me do this.
It's okay. We'll skip this.
No.
Okay.
I have to. You asked the question.
Okay, my bad.
I don't. Okay. Jokic is the center. We're going to put Bron at small forward. We're going to have Steph at point guard. We're going to have Luka at point guard / shooting guard. So I need another 4. I need a 4 or 3. Ooh, that's hard. That's so hard. Western Conference. I mean, Anthony Davis could get it.
Anthony Davis is your answer. Cool.
I'm going with Anthony Davis. And then, hold on, I need my Eastern Conference.
Here's your East.
Eastern
Yep.
Conference. Okay, so we're going to have Jason Tatum. We're going to have Embiid. We're going to have Ja. We're going to have Giannis. So I need one more guard. And you know what?
Do you take a point? Is that Tatum?
Ja. I took Ja.
Ja.
I'm going to give it to Tyrese Halliburton. He's been balling out this year. I'm going to give it to Tyrese Halliburton.
I don't know who that is. Number 3. How far? This is a quote. You interpret this as you will.
Okay.
How far will Brooklyn slide without KD?
I mean, he's only out for. He's out for about 2 months with his injury. So if I had to guess, Kyrie's gonna actually have to play instead of just taking rest days. So slide. They'll probably win a third of their games.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why is SGA so overlooked by NBA media? I'm
Shea-
guessing that's a player.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He's overlooked because he plays for a not very good Thunder team. The only time the media ever talk about him is when they're going, where should he request a trade to? When he actually loves being in OKC. He's one of the best. You know what? He's not better than Luka and he's not better than Steph, but he's gonna get an All-Star appearance this year.
He'll be a reserve.
Yeah, he'll definitely be a reserve, but it's just because he plays for a team that isn't very good right now. That's the main reason.
Again, another quote. You take this as it comes. Can Sacramento play spoiler for any teams this year?
All of them. Oh, 100%. If Sacramento makes the playoffs, they are easily on upset alert. You got De'Aaron playing out of his mind. Sabonis honestly could have taken that power forward spot that I was just talking about. that Anthony Davis. You know what? Yeah, I'm swapping it out. My power forward for the Western Conference goes to Domantas Sabonis. But Sabonis is playing great. Their defense is really good. Their fan base is awesome. Kevin Huerter's actually been really good this season. But to answer your question, they can be spoiler for almost any team in the Western Conference.
Awesome. That was the end of Nick's question.
Kai's question
Thank
time.
you for Nick. Kai, number 1, who won the Donovan Mitchell trade?
Can I just say both? Because Donovan has been a god for Cleveland, and Cleveland's been balling out. But, I mean, the Jazz got all the picks, and Lauri Markkanen's probably going to re-sign for the future, and Lauri Markkanen's an all-star and probably going to be All-NBA 13 this year. So I'm just going to say it's a tie.
Cool. Do the Knicks have an all-star?
Jalen Brunson, maybe?
Yeah,
but other than that, no.
That's who Kai said was the only one.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson. I mean, Julius
In
Randle's
quotations, he goes, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, no, Julius Randle's been fine, but I mean, if they get someone, I mean, Jalen Brunson might sneak in as like the last reserve out of the Eastern Conference, but I don't know.
Pretty vague one. Should the Heat make a trade in general? Should they make a trade?
I mean, they've got some like issues right now.
Like I said, this one's a wide open question. You can take this any way you want.
So I mean, should they? Yes. I mean, Duncan Robinson probably shouldn't be playing for them right now because of the cap hit he has. But I mean, should they? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, number 4. Is the Trey/Luka trade officially lopsided yet?
Everyone thinks that it's been like one of the most equal trades in NBA history, but I mean it's definitely more equal than like you'd expect it to be. But still, Luka's a god compared to Trey. Trey, there's always like rumors about him being a bad teammate. Luka, everybody loves. Luka's a god. He's gonna probably end his career top of the NBA in like every single stat. So Luka, the Mavs run away with that trade.
Okay. His 5th question again was, what are your all-star starters? So I will ask you a question. Who is the best team in the NBA right now? Because I don't think, at least from what I know about basketball, which is very close to 0, there's not a lot of teams that are like breaking away from the pack right now.
I'm gonna have to give it to the Boston Celtics. They've been one of the more consistent teams in the NBA this year. They have one of the best starting fives in the NBA, but not just that. They also have one of the best reserves. Like their bench is their depth on that team is so insane. They're the only team that I'm like, they don't need to make a trade. I'm gonna say the Celtics. I'm not saying that that's not saying the Celtics have like the best chance to win it. I just think they're the best constructed team. I mean, like, should they win it on paper? Yes, but I mean, paper means jack shit. We say the Cowboys should win it every year because their paper looks so great. So, but right now, I'd say the best team heading into All-Star break-ish. This heading into February, I would say it's the Boston Celtics.
Are you planning on going to any of the All-Star
I
weekend
want
stuff?
to Okay, so for those you don't know, we live in
the tickets are so expensive.
so expensive.
My parents were looking at it. I was like, oh, that's cool. The NBA All-Stars coming to Utah. That'd be cool to go watch. Like, nosebleed All-Star seats are like $300.
Yeah, that's not even an exaggeration. That's legit.
No, I definitely don't care about that much.
No.
You might, but like
not that much. If I had money, maybe.
Yeah.
But so what I want to do. So the cool thing about the NBA is they really do kind of market themselves to whatever area they go to the All-Star break for. And so one thing that Salt Lake's been starting to do a lot lately is like we have a location called Trolley Square. Do you know what Trolley Square is? I went there because I got my haircut there, and I walk in and there was just this giant metal cage and a giant NBA logo, and I was like, what is this? And it turns out that the NBA is starting to put up a lot of pop-up shops around Salt Lake City, which are essentially like you get to play a mini game and you can win from like a hoodie to a basketball to a jersey to tickets. So one of these days and I'm not that great at basketball, like I told Zach last week on the pod. Even though he didn't ask.
I was like, I don't care how you play basketball.
But like, so I think it'd be fun because if I can get a free ticket, then I'll totally try to go. But would I like to go? Yes, but will I end up going?
Yeah.
I probably not.
I think what, like, the only way I would be able to go to All-Star Weekend, because I'd like to go. I like the Jet Stadium. Basketball games, like going to NBA games, are fun, and especially if it's an NBA game of like the best players ever. And the All-Star game is definitely a lot more entertaining than say the Pro Bowl is, especially this year, the flag football game that they're playing. So
Oh, did you say
wild.
they released the full list?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's such a wild time.
It's just middle school gym.
If like that night I'm on like one of those like resell like game time apps or whatever, and there's like super cheap tickets that I can get if I can spend like less than $100, maybe it's worth it. But from what you're like looking at now, not buying from resellers, retail price on like upper bowl tickets. If you've ever been to Vivint, you know they're quite up there. It's like $300 to $400.
Yeah, and that's not just the All-Star game. Like I was looking because I just want to.
Yeah,
like,
you're
watch.
able to. Yeah, it's a whole weekend package. You cannot buy just the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You buy the whole package, and you're able to go to all weekend.
'Cause,
which
like,
is cool, but
yeah,
you only want to go to the game. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll say the one event that I would like to go to would be like the dunk or the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
Because that'd be cool. Like we haven't had a really we're overdue for a really good dunk contest because we haven't had a really good one in a long time. Which is on the NBA because they just won't give it to like guys that are just gods. Like
Yeah.
I would love. Do you know what I would pay to see like John Morant, Zion Williamson, Obi Toppin, and you guys want? Okay,
Yeah, about $300, $400 like a ticket would be.
hey NBA, you want to make money? Just throw LeBron a fucking bag and just make him go to the dunk contest. We've never seen Bron in a dunk contest before. Just put him in one.
Will he not do it?
I mean, there's just like it's like
No need. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think he'd win one?
I don't know. That's why I think that's why it'd be interesting because everyone would be like,
Michael
"Can
Jordan was in dunk contest, wasn't
Yeah, when he was like 27 though, so like he was younger. Could you imagine 40-year-old LeBron winning a dunk contest?
Yeah.
That'd be wild. But yeah, no, it's just like have they even announced? I don't think they've announced the dunk
I haven't
contest.
seen anything.
Let's dunk.
So yeah, if for whatever reason I could find tickets to just the All-Star game that weren't completely up in the nosebleeds for a decent price off of one of those like Game Time or show ticket apps or whatever, then maybe. But as it stands right now, $300 to $400 for the whole weekend just isn't something that's appealing to me.
Yeah,
at
so
the moment.
they've announced 2 of the participants for the slam dunk contest so far.
Do I know them?
No,
Nice.
you know Shaden Sharp.
Nope.
Okay, so he's a rookie for the Trailblazers. Kenyon Martin Jr.
Nope.
So his dad was in the NBA. His dad was a pretty good dunker, and Kenyon's like very athletic, but those 2 are the only ones so far. And so it's just like, why?
So based off of that alone, the casual Salt Lake City resident
Won't care.
won't care.
No.
And that's where the NBA is going to make their mistake.
Yeah.
Because if you can get a dunk contest, like you were saying, with guys that like the average male, I'll say, will know in the Salt Lake area, like you said, like LeBron James,
Zion Williamson.
Zion,
Ja Morant. Guys
like,
who do dunks in game that are fucking insane.
then maybe a $300 to $400 ticket package is appealing, but like if you're going to throw guys in there that
We
only
don't.
NBA fans know, you're not going to sell that many tickets.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that it's a package deal only and you can't buy tickets to a certain event is pretty wild.
Well, that's why there's a lot of resellers.
Yeah.
And then they just try to sell the individual events. But then
For
the
more than
individual
what,
event is,
yeah.
more than the actual bundle. So, but yeah, we still got about a month. But the NBA is going to start putting up more like pop-up shops around Salt Lake, which if they do, I'll try to get a ticket or something like that. But
That'd be cool.
it's wild to see like 6-year-olds just like flinging 3-pointers from like Steph range to try and get like a hoodie. You're just like, dude, what has Steph done to the league?
Yeah.
Throwback.
Yeah, Steph.
Throwback to when I didn't think Zach knew basketball.
I don't. But the way you worded it, you were like, you told me to just ask you a basketball question.
Yeah, it was like the way I worded it was
I was
like,
like, what do you want me to ask you?
it was like Zach's basketball question. And it was like, Zach ask Connor something that you don't know about basketball that Connor would explain to a 5-year-old.
And I was like,
hold on. I gotta read Zach's text to me because Zach low-key seemed kind of offended. He said,
I didn't know what you wanted from me. I was like, I don't.
So like for basketball questions, I understand like the game. I just don't watch it. What do you want me to ask? I read that and thought, this man thinks I've never seen or touched a basketball in my life.
Yeah, it was so wild. I was like, I really don't know what you want me to bring. I guess I could try.
No, don't try. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I really don't. I understand how basketball works. You can explain I know the rules. I was about to be like, you can explain what double dribble is, and I was like,
You know that.
definitely know what a double dribble is.
You said you were gonna rant about the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Zach's rant time.
The skills games got released. There's some cool ones.
It's just 7th grade gym class.
I will admit, there's some cool ideas they did. Like, I'm pretty excited for the kicker, punter, place kicker, tic-tac-toe game.
Yeah.
That'll be pretty entertaining, just to see the best kickers in the two respective conferences trying to be like pinpoint accurate
Which
on
is
a
really interesting.
on a tic-tac-toe board.
But also, like, I'm sorry, no one's gonna drop everything just so they can.
No, nobody's watching kickers.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to watch kickers play.
I mean, like-
if it's on and you're watching it, then it's on. But like,
Well, that's the other thing.
all you'll need is the Sports Center highlights at the end of it that showed.
That's the other thing is like it won't be on because no one has freaking cable anymore, and I'm not gonna pay. I mean, we might.
Is it on NFL Network then?
I don't care.
Yeah. There's the
Dodgeball.
passer. There's the dodgeball again. Dodgeball's fun. There's something called Move the Sticks that I read was like a wall that each opposing teams are gonna like be on the opposite end of, and they're gonna have to like try to push each other 10 yards. At least that's how I thought I read that game.
So it's like tug of war, but on push day instead of pull day.
Yeah, you're not playing tug of war. You're having to like push this wall.
In elementary school, did you ever have field day?
Yeah.
Where it was like they like brought a bunch of things and like it was just like a day where you basically like got to play on like a fair.
It was a bunch of like the inflatables.
Yeah,
those
yeah.
big ones.
That's basically what
all
this
it was,
skills
yeah.
challenge is. And
There's some other ones that I thought were pretty cool.
do you remember last year when they played Madden?
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Madden's garbage.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I haven't uploaded the
There's
Bears series.
one that's gonna be just like so not fun to watch, where like they're throwing water balloons like to each other, and they gotta like keep progressively getting like further away, as if that's an NFL skill.
What are we doing?
Like I don't know. Like I could probably pull up the tweet. Ian Rappaport was pretty excited about it. He seemed to care quite a bit.
What are we doing?
Yeah, it's pretty dang. I don't know. And then the fact that after all of that, it's a flag football game.
What are the offensive linemen supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
The offensive linemen are just gonna sit there. Like, why are we here? What's the point?
I mean, what's the point of like at all going? Like it's like you were saying, like it's not even a trip to Hawaii anymore. It's
Vegas. Wow.
Yeah, like those guys haven't been to Vegas before.
That's all. Hey, have we not learned our lesson about Vegas NFL? Don't send the NFL players to Vegas.
They always get in trouble.
It's always a menace.
There's one dude that gets in trouble.
Yeah, don't just wait. In about 3 weeks, we're gonna get a bunch of Bleacher Report notifications saying someone did something bad.
Okay, so there's the dodgeball. There's something called lightning round, which is that water balloon game. There's longest drive, which is pretty cool. It's a golf. They're pulling out the drivers. It's a straight up.
What's that do with
It's
football?
a straight up drive a golf ball challenge. It has nothing to do with football. There's the precision passing. There's the best catch. There's best catch round 2.
The best catch is their attempt at the dunk contest, and it's such a fail.
Well, it's apparently 2 rounds. There's like one that's happening on the 2nd, which is Thursday, and then there's a massive break until the 5th on Sunday, and then they finish out the challenges. So I'll just read out what the move the chains one was. 4 teams, 2 teams from each conference, will compete side by side in a weighted wall that will showcase their strength, speed, and ingenuity. Each team of 5 players is responsible for putting a wall loaded with heavy weights, or pulling a wall.
Hello?
Jesus. Pulling a wall loaded with heavy weights 10 yards as quick as possible using first down chains. The winner of the best of 3 playoff will earn 3 points for their conference. So it's not even how I explained it. I explained it way cooler.
Zach's
way.
idea was way better.
This is 5 guys are lining up side by side with weights on their shoulders, and then they got to move the wall with first down chains.
You guys suck,
Yeah,
NFL.
no, this is going to be...
No one's watching.
Yeah.
I can't wait for 300,000 people to watch.
This one's all right. They call it the Gridiron Gauntlet. It's a side-by-side relay race showcasing strength, speed, and agility. 6 players from each contest or conference will compete to see who finishes first and wins 3 points for their team. The 4-part gauntlet, each segment 40 yards in length, includes a series of breakaway walls, a section of climbing over walls and under tables, and a tire run, and a blocking sled carrying a legend coach across the finish line. So yeah, there's literally nothing like cool.
Not to be mean, but the only way that that's interesting is if the coach they're pulling is like Andy Reid. Like, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Mike Tomlin just sitting on the sled.
Yeah.
Just getting pulled.
So I'll read the one that they call the lightning round, which is like, it's the longest blurb. So sorry, I suck at reading. New this year, each conference will select 16 players to compete in a 3-part elimination challenge that will leave 1 player left at the end to earn 3 points for their conference. So I'm guessing they're doing like a point system
overall
to win as a conference.
So
I
like
guess?
each event you get points for, and then whoever finishes
For
with
your
the most.
conference,
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Disney Channel games.
Yeah, this is So an elimination challenge that will leave 1 player at the end to earn 3 points for their conference. In the first event, lightning round splash catch, teammate pairings from each conference will toss water balloons back and forth from increasing distances. Each tandem that completes all of their tosses advances to the second phase. In part 2, they call it high stakes. Advancing players will attempt to catch punts from a jugs machine to earn a place representing their conference in the final round of the competition. In the final part of the challenge, lightning round thrill of the spill, the remaining players from each conference will aim at targets attached to a bucket hanging over the head of an opposing conference's coach. The first team to dump the bucket on the opposing coach wins the round. So yeah, it's a complete joke what they're doing to the Pro Bowl right now, and I don't know.
You guys broke me.
Yeah, it's gotta be changed.
The Pro Bowl
really
doesn't even
don't
matter.
know.
It's such a
Yeah.
popularity contest. The fact that if Patrick Mahomes makes the Super Bowl or Josh Allen makes the Super Bowl, which is very likely, the fact that their replacement will be Tyler fucking Huntley, that's not even a joke. He's literally the next guy to be in line for a spot.
A backup quarterback.
Yeah. Not even Lamar. Yeah.
Again, to reiterate, playing flag football. The best football athletes in the world are being stripped completely of all of that and are playing flag football.
I don't even know what they need.
Get rid of the game.
Yeah. Get rid of the event.
Just make the Pro Bowl not a thing. Or make the Pro Bowl like just an award.
I think that, you know what would be kind of interesting about the Pro Bowl is if like you just voted for it or whatever.
Just like, because everybody, like, there's all pro teams, like first team all pro, second team all pro, and nobody goes, yeah, those players that are made the all pro team should play each other.
Yeah, no one does that.
Nobody.
I think they
but
should.
with the Pro Bowl, they're like, yeah, we'll get them and they'll play each other.
We should replace the Pro Bowl weekend with, like, if you still want to do the voting, that's fine. But we should replace it with a weekend-long tournament between like the bottom 4 teams, and then whoever wins out of those bottom 4 teams gets the first overall pick. So like a little like, or like the bottom 8 teams or whatever. I think that'd be more interesting. That's not a great idea.
More interesting, yeah, for sure. A lot of ideas are probably more interesting than what they're deciding to do this year.
You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Figure it out.
And the funny thing is that it's gonna last 1 year.
Yeah.
This is the 1 year that they're gonna do it, and they're gonna realize how much money they lost on this event, and are just gonna be like, well, we'll go back to a very, very mediocre game of tackle football, which at least some people watched. I genuinely don't think anybody is going to sit there and try to watch the flag football game.
No, like you said, what they're going to watch is like the Sports Center highlights after the game's over.
They're just going to, yeah. Because even in a flag football game, the thing with the Pro Bowl is there's got to be a legit reason to play if they have a game. With a contact sport like the NFL, the Pro Bowl sucked because nobody wanted to get hurt. Nobody was playing for anything. The solution to nobody wanting to get hurt wasn't making the game non-contact. The solution was to just not have the game at all.
Get rid of it entirely.
You can have your skills challenges. The skills challenges are weird, but it will probably have a lot more eyes on it than the game will. Get rid of the game completely. Like it feels like a big slap in the face to like NFL fans having the Pro Bowl this year be a flag football game.
Why do you think so many players turned down the Pro Bowl last year? Because it's just like, I don't want to.
Yeah, just
here.
don't even want to be here. Start your vacation a week early.
Yeah. Like, if you think you just got eliminated from the Super Bowl, do you really want to go to Vegas?
And
play
there's
water balloon
gotta
toss?
be like a lot of money involved, or a lot of these guys just wouldn't do it.
I'm sure there's a good contract.
I'm sure they make a game check. I'm sure they it's just something else,
or like a contract incentive.
something like. But again, you still make the Pro Bowl. Doesn't mean you have to show up.
That's true.
You're still a Pro Bowler. Like if in their contract it's make the Pro Bowl,
It's like, hey,
then
I was voted in.
I was voted in. Exactly. I made the Pro Bowl. I didn't have to show up. I don't know. The Pro Bowl is
Garbage.
yeah. And I mean, even like the All-Star weekend, like the dunk contest is cool and the three-point contest is cool, but even the game is still just, again, probably is honestly just another dunk contest. Like they're not playing any defense. But I do like the fact that the first 4.5 quarters doesn't matter.
But then the last, gives you incentive to watch.
Yeah.
Towards
But
the end.
again, you just watch that last game because all the scores just from what you were explaining, the scores get wiped out to 0-0.
That's
pretty
literally
much.
what happens. Yeah.
And
Score doesn't matter.
Yeah, literally. So for the first 4.5 quarters, you're watching something that literally doesn't matter one bit. And then for the last, you said what, like 5 minutes? 2 minutes?
you have to get to a certain score, so it depends on how long it takes.
Okay, so yeah,
5 to 10 minutes usually.
why they don't do that
The entire
from
game.
the start and go, you guys can go home when you get to 50 points.
Could you imagine being like, you guys are not allowed to go home?
Or now it's, you guys play a basketball game and we keep score until we decide that score doesn't matter, and then we reset it. Like, I don't know. This like All-Star and Pro Bowl stuff, it's like it's got to be changed because I don't know. When you told me about that whole basketball thing, like the fact that like as a spectator, you're watching a game for 4.5 quarters, or I guess 3.5 quarters,
But it doesn't matter.
and then at the last 5 minutes, the NBA goes, "Cool, all that's wiped away. You guys, first one to 150 points." Like they just level out the score, don't they?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
You could be down by 40 and now it's a tie game all of a sudden. What
is the point of doing the first three quarters?
It's like playing basketball with your 4-year-old. They're like, okay, now it's a tie game.
Yeah.
And now I have to get to 50 first.
It reminds me exactly of like in your head when you're shooting around. You're like 5, 4, 3. You miss, and you're like,
There was a
he gets it
foul.
again. There's a foul. 5, 4. Like, there's no winning in that salute. Like, it's just whatever happens until that point doesn't matter, and that's exactly like shooting on your last shot. Until you make it, it's never your last shot. Like it doesn't. A lot of this stuff it just doesn't matter until. And the Pro Bowl is the same way. Like that one just doesn't matter for the whole game. At least that. Imagine that it was the Pro Bowl. Like the Pro Bowl was. For the first 3 quarters, we're going to play flag football. And then for the 4th quarter, we're going to send everybody back in the locker room, go get full pads, and we're going to have 1 overtime period. First touchdown wins the game, no matter what you guys did in your flag football game that we made you do for no reason. Like, that's exactly what the NBA does with their, like, why in the world is the first 3.5 quarters a thing?
I don't make the rules. I just watch them.
It's all got to, and it's all entertainment because, again, they're not playing defense for that first little bit. Because why does it matter? The score's even out.
Which is what is kind of fun about it.
That's exactly the thing. But you can't. That's like NBA. There's like 360 dunks off the backboard.
You're not doing
in
that in
football.
NFL.
You don't get guarded. You just run down the sideline untouched, score a touchdown. Everyone's like, nice. Why didn't anybody try to stop him? They're like, oh, we didn't want it.
I don't want to.
And that's exactly what I think this flag football game is going to be. I think it's going to be just this super high scoring game because nobody's going to play defense.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to play defense.
No.
Yeah. And how do you do like penalties in flag football? Is there holding calls? Is there a lineman in flag football?
I can't wait for a pass interference to be thrown.
Yeah.
It's like it's flag.
Like I don't know. Like, do they have it be contact at all? Like, is there unnecessary roughness when like
You pull two flags in one.
somebody or like they're running across the field and some guy's instinct comes out
Oh no.
and he just these guys do it for a living. Linebackers are paid to kill a man coming across the middle.
Someone's gonna get laid out.
Like they're not just gonna forget all their natural instincts. And then what? Now these players don't have pads at all. At least when they were playing in the Pro Bowl last year, they had pads on, and somebody tried to kill a man coming across the middle. Micah Parsons over there, instinct comes out and just tries to kill Justin Jefferson. Now they both play for the NFC. They go try to kill Jalen Waddle. And then what? Jalen Waddle's career's done because he went and played a flag football game. Like, I don't understand why this is happening. Because Micah Parsons just thought he had pads on still. I think, honestly, the only reason that they're doing flag football is so that we see their faces.
That's yeah.
I think that's the only reason.
I would just think it would be really fun to see like 40-year-old Tom Brady playing flag football like it's Thanksgiving with a bunch of 20-year-olds. That would be kind of funny.
Tom Brady, if Tom Brady doesn't make the Super Bowl, there is a 0 chance that Tom Brady rolls out and plays flag football at 45. As the undisputed goat of the sport, he goes out and rolls out a flag football game in a season that may or may not be his last, a week before he got eliminated from the game that he was supposed to be actually playing in.
Kind of funny though.
It would be. But I think that's the only reason. I can't wait, though, for them to be wearing helmets and only helmets because the concussion situation is too high. Like, the only reason they're playing flag football, I thought, was because we're seeing their faces, and then the only padding they roll out with is their helmets. Like, cool, you didn't do this for any reason then. This is even more pointless. Well, congratulations. We talked about sports for the entire episode.
Well,
We did it.
almost the entire episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
You ate an egg. It
I did eat an egg,
was good.
which
Not bad.
not the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. Pause. But I will die on the hill that peanut butter is the only reason that is good because it's the only thing you can taste.
What if you put like peanut butter on a scrambled egg? Oh, we've talked about this.
Yeah, it's probably the exact same thing.
Pretty good.
It's because you only taste peanut butter, but just eat peanut butter. Why are you bothering with the egg? You're like the Pro Bowl. The egg is the first 3 quarters of the All-Star game. You're only there for the peanut butter.
Peanut butter's the last like 30 seconds.
You're only there for the peanut butter. Why is the egg there?
Protein.
There's so much better ways to get protein in your body than to
Or I
put
could just
peanut
eat egg
butter
without
on
peanut butter.
Do that. Nice little salt and pepper. Throw it in a salad.
I don't like pepper on my egg.
Okay, a little salt on it. My bad. I didn't know your taste in eggs was
I like how I won't eat pepper on an egg, but I'll eat peanut butter.
peanut butter.
Also, you know what's
Pepper.
disgusting? Deviled eggs. Nah.
It's a hard-boiled egg with seasoning.
Deviled eggs ain't it.
No, it's literally a hard-boiled egg with
Deviled eggs ain't it.
paprika.
Do you know what'd be better?
Have you made a deviled egg?
Yeah.
I have. Do you know what it is? It's hard-boiled egg with paprika.
Yeah, it's not it.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter's fine though.
No, do you know what you should do? You should get rid of your paprika egg. You get the egg, you take out the yolk, and you just put a thing of peanut butter in it. Now you got a better deviled egg.
That's such a wild statement. We almost did it.
I just made deviled eggs better.
No, you didn't.
I just made deviled eggs so much better.
You made a very good food way worse.
I made it so much better.
You made peanut butter. You took the only flavorful thing out of an egg, which is the egg yolk, and then put it peanut butter. You're just eating peanut
You know,
butter.
you're right.
Oh God. Are you gonna make a peanut butter boat and then put the yolk on it? You're gonna do a reverse deviled egg where the egg is
No, I'm
the egg.
gonna mix the yolk with peanut butter.
I guess that's fine.
and then
That's probably your best idea yet.
Ew, really?
You won't taste it. If you mix it in all good, that yolk is going to disappear.
That's fair.
I think you're underestimating the power of peanut butter.
I don't know. I think I just made deviled eggs better.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No,
100%.
you didn't.
Did.
You didn't make deviled eggs.
I made
No, you did the same thing that we ate. You just prepared it a different
I
way.
made God's eggs. You're right. I didn't make devil's eggs. I made God's eggs.
God's eggs. Well, I think that's going to be the end of the episode.
How are we ending it?
I don't know. I was really proud of you for ending it the way that you did last time, like I told you to.
Just the straight up